name's Kiranjot Kaur, and I'm an artist. I'm also an engineer, and I'm a first-time author and illustrator of a children's book. I live and work in Surrey, which is also the unceded traditional territories of the Kwantlen, Samiamo, and Katzie First Nations. And I'm also a stay-at-home mom with my 3 kids, currently on a mat leave, and I went back to school, so I'm pursuing my PhD in earthquake engineering. And as an artist, I like to explore different techniques. I'm self-taught, and I try to explore my artistic influences. So it could be like my Panjabi heritage, Canadian heritage, or Sikh heritage. And I also grew up in a family fabric store, so I try to bring that into my art as well. Yeah, so I got started with plastic art last year. Actually, it's coming up in my photos that it was just last year. So I had a solo art show for my series called Sovereign Elevations. And then from that, I also was part of the Creative Hearts program. And I was an instructor for that program. And we had some workshops that were for families, newcomers to the area as well. And I taught them an instruction of how to draw people using what I call bean bodies. And that was not really part of the show, but it came through being part of that show. I also, as part of the Creative Hearts program, we also filmed the instructional workshop in 3 different languages, and it's up on the Plastizar YouTube channel. And those were the same thing, teaching how to draw people using the bean body approach. Yeah, I think the videos, because they're on YouTube and you can use them for so much time to come, that's really nice. And also I was able to do them in English, which that's most people speak, but I also did them in French, and then I did them in Panjabi as well. So I thought that was kind of a nice contribution, and really nice of Plastizar to kind of capitalize on that. Yeah. And use that opportunity to kind of get it up to different people who speak different languages. Yeah, so I think professionally, obviously having a solo show is really nice. It was my 2nd ever solo show for Sovereign Elevations. So that really felt like a sense of accomplishment. Also, the opening that we had and just having the show in person, it gave me the opportunity to speak to a lot of people from the community about the show and engage with a lot of different people who saw the art. And I think that, that's sort of the goal of when you create art, is you want people to see it and you want them to react and you want to have those conversations. And I think that really encouraged me to create more art that is kind of community focused and starts those conversations. So that's been really, really nice. Yeah, so I think when we had the workshops here, and it was all ages, so you get families who come together with their little ones and school-aged kids, and we were just teaching the same drawing tutorial. And Plastizar was thoughtful enough to actually translate the instructions into different languages that people may speak. And people were so excited to see that. They're like, what, you have one in Farsi? Or you have one in Cantonese? And they were just really excited to see that. And they'd sit down and we'd start drawing. And if we had extra time, I'd invite the kids up to the whiteboard and say, what do you want me to show you how to draw? And we'd draw different animals or different creatures. And also, as part of that workshop, I was trying to teach how to draw certain diverse bodies or people from different cultural backgrounds. And so we drew some headscarves, we drew some dastaars, and we drew, whatever the kids kind of wanted me to draw, different hairdos and shapes and sizes. And I think it was just interacting with the kids and kind of going based on what they wanted as well. I think that was really nice. Yeah, I think, you walk into the building and it feels like community. And it's not only is it, you see professional art, on the walls and in the display, so you see that it's a place that's producing quality artwork, but it's also, you might hear someone playing piano down the hall, and then there's dance classes happening after school. So it's not just showing what could be, it's also including everyone different ages actually in the arts programming. So it's very inclusive, it's super accessible, and it's really vibrant, really inviting. I guess just with the staff here, yeah, absolutely. Just meeting you guys and everything. It's not just fostering just that professional relationship, but it's also creating that sense of encouragement, and as a professional, making you feel like you're a professional. So being invited to come and teach something sort of feels like, hey, I've got something to show and this is great. And then being invited to come back and do another thing, it really encourages you as an artist. And that's not easy as an artist, everybody knows. So that's been really nice. I think my favorite thing is definitely when you walk into the building, all the light that comes through. It's not just, it's not an afterthought. The building's not an afterthought, the programs are not an afterthought. It's really like a celebration. It's like this like forefront. So you walk in and you see not just like the history or local history, because it's such a beautiful location here, but just the artwork. You're immediately greeted by the artwork. It's not like tucked away down a hall. It's just that sort of level of accessibility, I think, is really probably my favorite part. I think their legacy is definitely just that accessibility. And I think when you think about the term legacy, you always think about what will people think of it after. But it sort of seems like it's one of those things that'll keep going. So it's hard to think of it in terms of anything but maybe growth. Like, I can see other art centers maybe trying to model this model of trying to of inclusion and inviting people in, and then also taking from people what they can to make it then better.